Alright, let's move this back over here. I gave the microphone full gain and I boosted it by 5, so we'll see if that helps. But in the meantime, we're in the tar quarry. Still in nowhere. In the middle of nowhere. Ooh. That sucks. And we're stuck. Damn. That was bad. Okay. What we need to do is cast some stuff. Okay. Alright, let's do that. I don't normally buff, but yeah, let's do it. Maybe we can... Well, that was definitely a good idea. Look at this. Whole friggin' area was trapped. I vaguely remember this. So, just to give you a little insight. So when I played the originals, the very first time I ever played Bard's Tale 1, 2, and 3 was on the Commodore 64, was when the games first came out. And a friend of mine in school, when we were kids, and she found out that I was into Dungeons and Dragons. And one thing led to another, and she was like, she found out I had a Commodore 64. I was talking to somebody in school, and it was like just a girl that, she was just in my class. And one thing led to another, and she's like, my father plays something like that on his computer, on the Commodore 64. And I was like, oh, what's that? And she said, the Bard's Tale. And I was like, I don't know what that is. And she was like, you might like it. You would probably like it. And I said, well, can you copy the discs? Because, of course, back in the day, my friends and I were copying everything. She said, I'll ask him to find out. So, like, the next day she came into school and she was like, she said, yeah, he said, give him a couple days and he'll make a copy for you. So I brought the game home and I put it in and I loaded it, and immediately I was like, I like this. This is great. So long story short, I played the Bard's Tale, the first one, over and over again until Bard's Tale 2 came out. I actually ended up buying the Bard's Tale, just in case anyone that's worried about piracy, like, I got the game pirated, but I loved it so much that I actually went out and bought it because I wanted the manual and I wanted the box and I wanted it. I ordered the clue book. Bard's Tale 2 came out. I went down to a place in Fort Lauderdale called Realm of Imagination. They're gone. They're not there anymore. But they used to host Dungeons and Dragons campaigns there, and but they also sold Apple and Commodore games there. And I remember when the Bard's Tale 2 was coming out, I don't remember where I saw it advertised. It was in a Commodore 64 magazine. And I asked the owner of Realm of Imagination, I said, can you get, can you order this? I'll buy it. And he said, yeah. So the game came out. I wonder if I can just app port Arcane. I'm gonna die. I wonder if I can just app port Arcane. Regardless, I need to cast a spell. So we did. And I fell in love with the Bard's Tale 2. I beat that over and over. And I played Bard's Tale 1. And the point of the story is I played Bard's Tale 1 over and over again. And then I played Bard's Tale 2 over and over again. And I had both manuals, I had both clue books. But I was making my own maps before I got the clue books. All right, what is this? So, it's a long story, but Thief of Fate came out. But to make a long story short, somebody had Thief of Fate. I think it was one of my friends. And I was like, oh, this is Bard's Tale 3. And I loaded up and I played the first part of it, but apparently you needed a code wheel. I didn't have the code wheel. And I couldn't get very far. So I ended up having to buy it, but I didn't buy it. I think like almost a year went by before I bought it. And then I finally bought it. And I only beat it once. I got the clue book for that. And I remember using the code wheel. And I had to keep using the code wheel. And that's how I got in between like dimensions and stuff. And it was different. Like you could tell that Michael Cranford was thoroughly involved in Bards 1 and 2, and you can tell that Becky Heineman was thoroughly involved in Bards 3. Like you could tell it was a different person, just by the mechanics of the games. But somehow they were able to keep a certain consistency that, yeah, it was a smooth transition between all three games. Runaway. I think this is like this. I have to put this tar. I have to empty a canteen. Or a wine skin. I need some of this tar. I thought I had another canteen. I think I got rid of it at the horse stables, or like whatever it is, like the supply closet or whatever. So let me get rid of this. Oh, I thought I was going to have to empty it first. I thought I was going to have to, like, drink the contents first. Apparently not. Yeah, it literally emptied it for me. I feel like in the original I had to, like, empty it myself, but I could be wrong about that. I'm literally holding a wineskin of molten tar. All right, let's save this. Oh, these are regenerating spell points, which I need to see now. If you look at my spell points, they're really low, and this is when I will go to my bard songs and put in the rhyme of duo time. And that's going to regenerate my spell points twice as fast. And this is what I mean, like parking on spell regen spots and parking on hit point regen spots. Like, you're going to do a lot of that when you're playing bards 1, 2, and 3. A lot of people say Bard's Tale 2 is notoriously hard because of the snares, the death snare puzzles. I found them amusing and fun. I mean, maybe I'm just a masochist, but I enjoyed the death snare puzzles in Bard's Tale 2. If I remember, back in the day, I remember, like, toward the end of the game, like sort of where we are now, fighting monsters in Bard's Tale 3 was actually seemed more difficult to me than Bard's Tale 2. Like, I know it's like comparing apples to oranges. Comparing death snare puzzles to fighting monsters, but it just made the game itself just feel more difficult. And then there were little things that were more difficult, like there was no spell regen shop. But the remaster, which we're playing now, is like, it sort of fixed a lot of those issues. So they did a good job on blending all 3 games again, to make it a smooth, continuous transition between all 3 and keep the storyline cohesive. I'm not ready to... You'll notice that a lot of the monsters here are further away. I remember in the other video I did, I don't remember which one, but I remember talking about how monsters, sometimes you can look them up in the bestiary and it's like, oh, well, these experience points aren't really worth it and this and that. But I also remember reading online, there's a long story behind Bard's Tale 4, and this is back when the Commodore was still relevant, and gamers actually partitioned for a Bard's Tale 4, like they couldn't make the game at the time, and they had lost publishing rights or ownership, or they couldn't make the game. But everyone online wanted it so bad, and there was partitions, and this went on for years. And then websites, Bard's Tale websites changed hands, and like, if there would have been a Kickstarter back then, it would have happened. And then there was like other people started making games. There was like a game called The Bard's Lore, and it was like this one dude, and that was supposed to be like the spiritual successor. And then there was another one called The Devil's Whiskey, or The Devil Whiskey. And the graphics were pretty cool, and it was a cool game. And I never beat it, but I loaded it up a couple times, and it's definitely worth a look if you're into the Bard's Tale. But again, it wasn't it wasn't canon. So, and that's what the fans wanted. So anyway, enough about that. Can I or can I not? I cannot. So this is going to be one of those maps. I think that's the only reason I'm in here, was just to get that tar. Leave it in peace, fight it. What is it? A blue mage. I have a feeling I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to fight it. And it's at 40. So I'm going to just advance which basically I'm not defending and I'm allowing this thing to have its way with me, because I just want to see, and I know it sounds crazy, but I want to see what is this thing, not only what is this thing capable of, but what is the damage base of this particular I don't know what you would call it. Universe? I think dimension is the word I'm looking for. So let's do it. Yeah. So roughly about 80 to 100 for the spell. And it's still at 30. It's at 30, so I'm going to fight. And I'm going to defend my front 4. I'm going to hide in the shadow. Always hide in the shadow when you're a rogue. And then I'm just going to cast. I'm going to go to multiple. And I need to be 30. Night Lance is 60. So the Night Lance is 60 feet and the creatures are at 30 feet. So I think it doubles the damage or just at least increases it. I remember reading something like that at some point. We're going to let him cast a spell. What do we got? Godfire. Okay. Okay, so we're going to need a little more force than that. So again, defend, 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 hide in the shadows, and cast. And he's a mage, so mage, Maelstrom is a single group. It could be a single target. He has far death at 30, that's perfect. And we're going to cast that right at a blue mage. Seth got discovered. So look at that. So Seth got discovered. So this area that we're in is at a level where they can discover my rogue in the shadow. So that's an important thing to note. And also, when I cast Far Death, it critically hit him. And that's another thing to pay attention to. So a spell critically hit a mage. So, and that's what I mean. That's totally cool. And we're finding some weird stuff. But it's not a lot of experience points. Like, it's just really not a lot of experience points in the Bard's Tale 3. This would be like a Bard's Tale 1 early campaign. I mean, that would be okay, but it's really not a lot. But I guess what you're really trying to do is find items. Wineskin I don't care about. Diamond Flail, yeah, that's cool. And I don't know what a Sorcerer's Hood does. But I have no choice. I got to go through this ridiculous, painful... I can't think of any other way around it. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, here we go. I don't know, sometimes my brain doesn't work. So what was that item? Thieves' Hood. Unidentified. Let's go to the rogue. Yep, we're going to have to use magic. Thieves' Hood and Sorcerer's Hood. Hide bonus. On use. Clearance invisibility spell. Clearin was a dude from Bars 1. Clearin's Tower. I think he was the good guy. There was Harkin's Castle, and Clearin's Tower. I think Clearin was like the good guy and Harkin was the bad guy. I think that's where the Berserkers were, but I could be wrong about that. I don't remember. And then I have to identify something else too. This is 6. Sorcerer's Hood. Armor and Mouth Maelstrom. So, let's see. I don't know what I have. I don't even have a hood. No, I have a helmet. Armor 3. Passive is resurrection. So what does that mean? If you wear it, you just get resurrected? I don't know. I don't remember. So who do I want to wear that? Probably my Archmage. Believe it or not, I consider my Archmage to be the most important magic user. Sorcerer's Hood. Yep. And then we're going to go to the Rogue. He's got an adamant helm. Which is 3. Thieves' Hood is 4 plus 1, so we are definitely going to bring his armor class down with that. And I'm pretty sure, yep, definitely takes place of the helm. Okay, good find. And I don't remember what else. I think that was it for right now. So that's a save. So we want to get the tar. I think the tar was the trees. Right? I just don't remember where to do it. But I remember doing it. Use an item. Yep, I just use it anywhere. The hot tar ignites the tree into a fury of flame. Oh no. I did it wrong. Now I gotta go get more. Yeah. Molten mandolin. Can I just use the molten mandolin? I guess maybe. Nope. So I screwed up. So I think I'm facing the back of the... I gotta go get more. Yeah, so this is lame. So I basically... Okay, I did it right. I still can't get in the hut. Unless can I cast a phased door? I'll try anything just not to have to go back. Nope. Okay. So now what? I gotta go to the tar quarry again? This is lame. This festering death pit. And then I have to trap zap it again. Cast the bat spell. And a bard song. Yeah. What the... That wasn't there before, was it? Am I just hallucinating? Okay, rhyme of due time. Did it actually get rid of the wineskin too? It did. No, it didn't. But what it did, that's really weird. Like it was hot tar in there. And it gave me the wineskin back, but it filled it back up with spirits. How weird is that? I guess that's like a failsafe. Like just in case you don't know what the hell you're doing, like me. Okay. So we need to use anybody, and we need to use the wineskin. So I got some more gooey tar. Molten tar, okay. So I'm gonna let my spell points regen. Can't believe that I did it wrong. I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but like the music I like, but it has to be really low. Like I'm not one of these people that can play games with like music blasting at me. I like sound effects in games. I don't know if it's just like a leftover from like the arcade days, or that's why I was never really a big Sega Genesis fan, because there was never a way to shut off the music or lower it. I don't mind music if it's like an intro, or it's just, or light, really low in the background, like ambient. And in bards, it's like perfect. Something to just put really, really, so you can just barely hear it, but just it's playing. This way there's a bard song playing, or which song is playing. Great soundtracks on all three games. But we got to get the hell out of here if we're going to burn down this forest. Oh. Damn it, dude. I just don't remember. I don't know. I just don't remember. I feel like I was able to like trap zap all of that last time. I don't know. I have to go back and watch a video. But I'm going to rest all my people. There we go. Let's go back to the forest. See if I can do it right this time. Pretty sure it's this way. Yep. Nope. It's on the right side. Yep. Back to the molten pit. Alright. Now I'm getting pissed off. What a pain in the ass. Maybe I had to be off of that square. I don't know. Maybe I had a trap zap first. And then I had to, maybe I had to move a square first. It says it reveals all the booby trapped areas. I don't know, dude. Now you're watching me in action. No, it doesn't matter. Okay. Unless I just went the other way around and somehow it... I don't know. You know what? I don't even care. How come I can't cast a bat spell? What is going on, dude? No. So we're going to use that wineskin again. Now it gave me more. So what it does is it converts, because there was 8, then it was 9, now it's 10. It's interesting. So what it does is it converts the tar into another helping of alcohol. That's really wild. Where's the gooey tar? Here it is. Molten tar. There's a lot of spell points. We're going to get it this time, folks. And you got to use places like this to regen your spell points, because in Bards 3, I believe it's sunlight, regeneration spots like this, and harmonic gems. And then there's one, the conjure staff cuts your spell point usage in half. And then I think the mage staff slowly regenerates spell points like while you're traveling around. But I just find the conjure staff to be so much more useful and beneficial, especially when you have a lot. Like when the spells that you use become very come on, dude. Fucking traps. Those traps are what were killing my spell points. Alright, let's go roast this hut. No. And now I'm going to make sure Oh. It's putting trees back. But I'm pretty sure it was the right size. That's what it looked like to me when I was looking from underneath. Mm-hmm. Finally. Amid the ashes of the burned forest, a black door rests on this soot and appears to have no real form. Shadow door has been added to the inventory. Yeah. And then I have a shadow lock, which I found in that canyon. Yes. Shadow door. Shadow lock. And that's what you use in the middle of nowhere. It's coming back to me, folks. Bard's Tale 3. Been a while. No. What was the other area? No, we're almost done here, I think. Oh, well, not almost done, but I don't remember. Door, shadow door. Yep. Conrad places the door on the ground. There doesn't appear right, so I need the shadow lock. The door opens. You see a hole in the ground. Yes. Right. And then this. And then I will play the minstrel shield. And this will be our next video. This is Skadu, which is like the dude you have to like kill in this area to get. I can't remember what. Can't remember what we're supposed to be getting, but we could look at the what do you call it? I think I don't normally look. I don't normally use this. Yeah, I forget what we were supposed to get. I want to say it was like a helmet and something else. I mean, I could be wrong about that. All right, so let me save. The Fate. And that's it. I'll cut the video. Thanks for watching. There's a couple of videos I'm going to post ahead of this when I first got in the area. Again, just screwing around. Before I cut it, I can give you an idea of where names, like characters that I name. Conrad, I actually looked it up. Conrad had something to do with music. If you look at the history of that name, so my bard ended up that ended up being my bard's name. Tyron, the heritage of that name came from like the wilderness and stuff, so that ended up being my hunter. Seth just sounded like a really cool rogue name. Jakar, one of my favorite colognes, that ended up being my archmage. Eric comes from Eric Rhett, used to play for Florida Gators. And then I want to say he was like a Tampa Bay Buck, which I'm not even a fan of the Bucks, but and then he was like played there for a couple of years or whatever, and then he disappeared. But I used to like the way he was a good back. I used to enjoy watching him run. And Banthak is just a warrior name that I don't know where I got that. I'm not sure if it was a real name or I just looked it up, but it just sounded like a, you know, a tough guy. So anyway, just a little trivia from Retro. All right, you guys have a good night. Peace.